would negotiate a good natural gas or RNG procurement policy, and also some good production would come in India for indigenous gases, indigenous natural gas, and which could further reduce the bill for the country.
All right, let me just bring my colleague Abhijit in here as well. Abhijit?
Yes, you know, Mr. Awasthi, the government is also quite gung-ho about this policy. It was in the works for quite a long time, and one gets the sense, at least, that there could be a fair bit of cost savings because this is far more efficient than the previous policy. So, from the government point of view, also, I think this is a win-win because they believe this could lead to substantial subsidy savings. Would you agree with that?
No, I totally agree with the government. This can certainly help in reducing the subsidy because now international prices will come down by this policy, and there will be investment in the country. There will be capital goods industry which will lots of order, and IPP Indian IPP will also go up. So I think as a whole it's a very good policy, and it's a very nice gesture of the government to bring out this policy at this time. Hello?
Can you also take us as to the Mr. Awasthi, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Can you hear us, Mr. Awasthi? Now, in terms of we do understand, Mr. Awasthi, after this policy actually is executed on the ground, India could be export positive. I mean, we could be actually having a bit of surplus where we do import costly raw materials or nutrients at this point in time. Can you tell us what happens to that side of the business? What is the kind of savings that we'll make on imports as an industry?
Well, as an industry, you know, the roughly 7 million ton of urea we have been importing at an average price of say $450, so it's about $3 billion worth of imports have been happening. Those imports will stop. And if we get some natural gas, more production in India, that could also cut down our further cost in imports. And we can certainly become export surplus, at least for neighboring countries like Nepal, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Pakistan, Sri Lanka. At least these are the countries where we can certainly become surplus. I mean, if we are surplus, we can certainly export to them. So I think the time has come for the government that simultaneously it should also allow import and exports to happen simultaneously. So we should become like a hub for fertilizer activity.
Having said that, you know, I think natural gas, there is a gas policy in place. There are user-based industries which receive the benefit of that gas, but you know, as far as the KG-D6 block is concerned, you know, it is actually dipped in terms of output, and even the projected commitments are not being met for different reasons. Now, having said that, that obviously impacts you. Now, how have you as an industry, and I'm not really speaking about your company or your particular space, but as an industry, how do you get over the sourcing problem as far as natural gas is concerned?
I know natural gas is actually the policy which depends upon the government, what proactive action they take. And I think time has come for government to realize that it is important that what price you give, but it is important to give a price which should give fair and decent return to gas producers. And if I think that policy also comes a pragmatic policy like this urea investment policy, then I think the gas production in our country can also increase. But if we expect the gas would be available at $4.2 per million BTU, then I don't think we are right. We cannot expect gas at that price to be made economically viable and economically affordable in our country. So we need to increase those gas prices and make them also in practical terms and in more pragmatic terms to enable the gas producer to produce gas and supply to Indian industry. And there, of course, we should give preference to fertilizer, because when you apply natural gas to fertilizer, you are capturing both hydrocarbon and carbon dioxide, carbon. So both hydrocarbon and carbon. So environmentally more benign use of natural gas is through the fertilizer. So we should be given the preference in allocation.
Right. This particular policy obviously enhances, or at least incentivizes the domestic production of urea. Can you give us, figures of what has been the domestic production for the last fiscal, and what are the projected figures for this particular fiscal, that's 12-13?
See, roughly about 2 million ton, 2 to 2.1, 210. So about 21 million ton, or about 20 to 21 million ton has been our indigenous production. And the consumption has been about 27 million to 28 million. So roughly, 210 lakh to 200 lakh is our average production has been ranging in the country. And consumption has been 270 to 280 lakh. And every year about 4% growth is happening. So very soon in the next 3-4 years, we could have about 30 million ton consumption. So I think, if we get 60 or 70 million ton, 6 or 7 million ton, 60 or 70 lakh ton production indigenously, then we will be just self-sufficient. And if we produce more, we can certainly take care of these neighboring countries where it will be easier and more cheaper for India to deliver the fertilizer than coming from far off places. So I think at the whole it's very positive for economy, this decision today. And my appeal would be to government that if they can have the same kind of policy for gas production, then also natural gas production we can increase in our country.
Mr. Awasthi, thank you so much for joining us. Let's take a very quick break. We come back.